Hey, what's up, everyone? Sorry, I just had to close the door there. So, I'm gonna be making this video talking about my experience with. Sorry, I completely forgot the intro. My name is Chris, and it's from the mental health and psychology nerd. And today I'm gonna be talking about leaving Christianity. So this is my experience with leaving the church, leaving Christianity, and no longer identifying as Christian, and no longer being in this religion. So let me just start off with a little bit about my background. My family went to church when I was really young, like before the age of 5. I still remember like back when we lived in, the town that we lived in before we moved here. I'm not going to mention exactly where I live. I'm going to keep that private, but I remember that. That's where I went to church, and then once we moved here, I kind of stopped going to church, maybe went here and there, and then when I was in high school, I went to a Christian private school. That was, honestly, when I was in high school, I went to that high school, it was my main introduction to Christianity. I had friends that were Christian that took me to church growing up, so it is something that's been around quite a bit. I've been around quite a bit. I also went to a Christian college, so it's something that I've been exposed to quite a bit. And I have many reasons for ultimately leaving. And I guess I wanted to talk about, I feel like a lot of people, this happens to a lot of people, is because they grew up around, their family was Christian, their friends are Christian, the people they grew up with are Christian, they become Christian to fit in with everyone around them. And the thing about that is that I as much as I try to fit in with everyone around me, I noticed that I fundamentally I did find Christians that saw eye to eye with me on how I saw the world. I wasn't as conservative or traditional. I thought that there was nothing wrong with homosexuality, even though, people around me said, oh, it's a sin, it's bad, this and that, I also genuinely thought there's no issues with having sex before marriage, and there's no, I just never understood, Christianity basically saying that anything, sexual, was sinful, just because to me, I saw that as a part of being human and a part of being normal. But to fit in with the people around me, I identified as Christian, and I chose to go to a Christian college. I have no idea as to why, because I remember I started doubting my faith when I was like a junior in high school. That's when I started going on YouTube, and I started watching a lot of atheist YouTubers that kind of gave me a different perspective on things, and got me to one of them being The Amazing Atheist. He was actually one of and Mr. Repsion, and there's a lot of atheist YouTubers that I used to watch when I was a teenager that really made me see that my skepticisms and doubts about religion were valid, because in these religious environments, it was very discouraged to be skeptical of anything the Bible says. So, I realized, like, fundamentally, I don't like to live my life by these, religious rules, by the, restrictions on lifestyle placed by religion. So that's a huge reason why, for a while I just fundamentally realized that I don't share the same beliefs as a lot of Christians. And I just didn't really see the need for Christianity besides, me identifying as Christian so that I could conform to everyone else around me. And eventually it got to the point where I was just getting sick and tired of conforming and holding the identity as being a Christian when I knew it just wasn't true, when I knew that I really didn't believe in Christianity, and I was agnostic, borderline atheist. I just, I also just fundamentally did not like the Bible. I just did not like Christianity. I did not like the teachings of it, especially the ways that it was taught to me growing up. So, that was, I saw some real moral and ethical issues with religion and Christianity, and, ultimately I decided that I wanted. Yeah, I'm back. I just had to delete a lot of shit from my computer. So, where did we leave off? So, I'm just going to assume that I was specifically talking about my skepticism and doubts about Christianity, but also my reluctance to openly express those doubts or skepticisms because of the people I was surrounded by. Eventually, I just became more comfortable being open about not being Christian, not being religious, because, once again, it's not something that, that is not something that I should be ashamed of. I shouldn't feel like I need to identify as Christian to make other people happy. That's why, once again, I decided to be around people who weren't super religious and who were more accepting of me not being religious. It's all about finding people that are like-minded to you so you don't feel alone, so that, if you are having doubts or skepticisms, it can feel really lonely. If you are surrounded by people that are Christian, you might want to believe the same things they believe to fit in. So, this is where going on the internet, growing up with the internet, I feel like a lot of us, it's kind of like a safe place to openly be ourselves and explore our own interests. So even if you are, living, if you're surrounded by a religious environment, if you have the internet, you could, be exposed to the world outside of that religion. It's exactly what happened with me. I started developing more doubts and skepticisms in my identity as an atheist. I went from being an atheist to agnostic, and, by, searching for people outside of the religious environment I was in, so that I could get an outsider's perspective. I guess, the point of this video is, it's important to develop your own beliefs about the world rather than just feeling like you have to conform to other people. If you don't want to follow a certain religion, don't feel pressured by the people around you to do so. But damn, it really threw me off how that last video had to be cut off short. It's just my computer was getting overloaded with files, and I just had to I just had to delete a bunch of shit. So yeah, anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and yeah, have a great day. Peace out.